All right, guys. Like I said, this second part of the class is for us to begin to solve questions. And you can see I have WAEC pass question with me. This WAEC pass question, I'll be taking the questions from there, basically. So we need to begin to know how to use these formulas. So the first question is going to be the first question. I'm going to look at the first question in this mole calculation. So I'm going to start applying the formulas. The first question says that how many moles are there in 6 grams of magnesium? How many moles are there in 6 grams of magnesium? You are given that magnesium is 24. That is, the molar mass of magnesium is 24. Very simple. What do you do with this information? Read the question very well. The question very well. The question says, how many moles are there in 6 grams? So that means mass in the question is 6 grams. What are you looking for? So that's the problem with most chemistry students. They cannot read their question very well. The fear of question is the beginning of failure. You must learn how to read your questions very well, and you must not shy away from your question, because sometimes before ever you start reading the question, you are already panicking. Like, what kind of question is this? Read it slowly and gently. What's the number of moles? What is the number of moles, or how many moles are there in 6 grams of magnesium? Very simple. So what do? Mass is 6 grams, and then you are given relative atomic mass of magnesium is 24. So it's very simple. So how do we solve this question? You just say that number of moles, equation 1 says number of moles is mass over molar mass. That's your equation 1. So what is that giving you? So mass is 6, and the molar mass in the question given is 24. Or that should give us something like 0.25, okay? 0.25 mole. The answer is 0.25 mole. Very simple. Okay, next question. Calculate the number of moles in 20 grams of calcium trioxocarbonate 4. Calculate the number of moles in 20 grams of calcium trioxocarbonate 4. Calculate the number of moles in 20 grams of calcium trioxocarbonate 4. Calculate the number of moles in 20 grams of calcium trioxocarbonate 4. So you are given calcium trioxocarbonate 4. Please don't worry, we are going to take this how to write chemical formula, balance chemical equation. We are going to take that topic separately. So calcium will be given as 40 in the question. Then carbon will be given as 12 in the question. Then you have oxygen given as 16 in the question. Very simple. So you have calcium is 40, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. Okay, so how do you do that? Read the question very well. Question says that calculate the number of moles. So for solution, for solution, number of moles, I don't have it. The question is saying that we have mass. Okay, mass is 20 grams. Very simple. Now I can calculate the molar mass. So in doing that, how do I get the molar mass of this compound? Very simple. Molar mass of calcium trioxocarbonate 4 will give us 40 plus, what is carbon? Carbon is 12. Plus, then That's 16 times 3. Okay, so you have this. Everything should give us like 100 gram per mole. Please confirm. Give us like 100 grams per mole. So what do we do with this information? It's very simple. We have the molar mass, we have the mass, and we are just looking for number of moles. So that's going to give us number of moles will be mass over molar mass. No story. Oh yeah, put your parameters in. So mass is 20. Okay, molar mass is 100. Please figure me. That is going to give us something like 0.2 mole. 0.2 moles. So what we are doing is that we are taking questions and we are applying those questions, those formulas to the question. These things are very simple. You just need to start reading your question carefully and slowly. So we have solved 2 questions already. So let's move on and solve the 3rd question. So I will begin to look at how you can get through with all of these things. They are very simple. Now, remember I told you that we're taking your questions from standard questions like WAEC pass questions, JAM pass questions, and all the rest. Now, the next question is saying, how many, next question is saying, determine determine the amount of 5.6 cm cube of a gas at STP. Determine the amount of 5.6 cm cube of a gas at STP. Determine the amount. Question says determine the amount of 5.6 cm cube of a gas at STP. Remember when I was teaching you the formulas, I told you that whenever you hear the word STP, your mind should quickly rush to those formulas and the parameters. I told you that 1 mole of a gas is equal to 22.4 dm cube or 22400 cm cube. That's very simple. Determine the amount. Now, when you hear amount is also known as mole. So read the question carefully. Determine the amount. So amount means number of moles. That's what it's saying. Amount means mole. So that means number of moles, I don't have you. Here we go. Determine the amount of 5.6 cm cube of a gas at STP. It means that the volume given in the question. How do I know it is volume? Because of the units. You identify a parameter in a question with a unit. So if I'm talking about mass, what will be the unit of the mass? Is gram or kilogram. So you determine the value of a parameter or what the parameter is when you are using the unit. So volume in this question is 5.6 cm cube. Now here is a huge leaping or whatever you want to do with this now. You want to look at 5.6 cm cube. Which of the parameters or which of the standard will I use? Now, 5.6 cm cube. Cm cube, you are going to use 22400 instead of 2.4 dm cube. So here we go. We have number of moles will be volume. Our volume in the question now is 5.6. That's the volume in the question. Our volume in the question is 5.6 cm cube. So that means our volume is in cm cube. I'm going to divide it by 22400. Why am I using 22400? Because the volume given in the question is in cm cube. So number of moles will be 5.6 over 22400 cm cube. And if you do the math should give you 0.00025. That's 0.00025 mole. That is the answer. Remember that the